Hello, brothers and sisters at Zion Church in Anvil. Well, here I am on our snowy Sunday, and this is my compensatory way of trying to get together with you. And I'm not going to be well rehearsed at this. Just what you see is what you get, and I'll try to talk for about 10 minutes or so, and give you a taste of what I would have talked about if we had been able to meet this morning. So I'm sorry it worked out this way, and who knows, maybe there'll be some way to get together still in my remaining 5 or 6 weeks here in Pennsylvania. So I want to start out by saying thank you, always. Thank you for your partnership with me in my work and ministry in Ukraine all these years. It's going to be 30 years, February 15th, since I first went to Ukraine, since the planes' wheels at JFK Airport were taking off the ground, and I was thinking, what on earth have I gotten myself into? And boy, those years go by fast. And I've never regretted, ever since that day in 1995, what the Lord led me to, led me through, and taught me about what I can do for Him and His name in the world, and how I can minister in the church and through the church for Christ's name's sake. So it's been a wonderful journey, and you've been part of it every step of the way. So thank you so much. And I really look forward to seeing you again, however we manage to finagle it. There are about 3 or 4 points that I like to cover, and I haven't done this very much so far. I've only been at this for a couple of weeks. But there are about 3 or 4 points that I like to cover when I'm talking to the churches. And I can take a half hour to do them. So this is a Reader's Digest version. The first point is the political side. You might be interested to hear my take on it as somebody who lived in Ukraine for almost 30 years. I can make this very simple because I know there's all kinds of scuttlebutt and views and angles and conspiracy theories that go around, and it depends on what kind of politics you favor as well. But I think this will be pretty understandable to everybody, no matter what part of the spectrum they're on politically. I want this war to end. It's that simple. And I believe that an end to the war, almost no matter how it ends, is good for Ukraine because it will create a firm border that can be strengthened and defended so that Russia can't do this again, and Ukraine can begin the process of integration with the West and economic revitalization. So that will be a good thing. I'm convinced that the war ending is a bad thing for Russia, no matter how it ends, because the real end that Putin wanted to this war, he lost that 2 years ago, and it's never going to happen. So it's already a moot point. He'll never take all of Ukraine. He can't even take the capital city and put his puppet government there. So that war was lost 2 years ago, and ever since then he's been making it up as he goes along and throwing Russian men and now North Korean men into the meat grinder. So when this war ends, Putin really has nowhere else to go, politically speaking. So it's catastrophic for him, which is why he's keeping it going, even though he has no real game plan. So I want the war to end. I want to go back to my city, Zaporozhye, never to live there again, full time. That chapter is closed. For the rest of my missionary life, my home is in Poland. God led me there, and I feel confident of that. I'll say a few more words about that in a few minutes. But I long to get back to Zaporozhye many times, to visit the churches, to preach, to teach in the seminary, to pick up some of my books that I left there. So I'm looking forward to that. God willing, it will be soon, and I think it will be. Now, since I'm on the topic of Ukraine, let me talk about Ukraine more from the spiritual side than the geopolitical side. I continue my ministry there. I just wrapped up this past week, even while I was traveling in Virginia. I just wrapped up a course on the Gospel of Matthew, students doing their final reports and tests, etc. That went really nicely. And now I'm starting a course in Biblical Hebrew, and I do it all online. So I am still a part of Zaporozhye Bible Seminary, and it's still a part of me, very much so. And I don't see that ending for the rest of my official missionary career and beyond, God willing. Um, since I've brought that up, the end of my official missionary career, I might as well talk about that. I plan to retire on January 1st, 2029. That's 4 more years. I finally came to that decision. I'll be 71 then, which I hope isn't too young to retire. I hope that doesn't make me a wimp, but that's my plan. And retirement for me is a change of official status and financial basis. It really has nothing to do with lifestyle. That is not a decision about, at least not yet, about where I'm going to live, what I'm going to be doing, etc. So it's just the official part. When I retire officially, where am I going to live? I don't know. But America obviously has to be part of it, even if only for healthcare reasons. But Europe, Poland, Ukraine, Germany, Europe in general, has to be part of it if God allows, because I've got deep flesh and blood connections there. And I just can't say, oh, I'm retired now, bye, you'll never see me again. So that's, God willing, that's not going to happen. But these are decisions to be made, to be arrived at in the coming 4 years. And I trust God to give me the wisdom what to do. But that's my plan. January 1st, 2029. This is my final official furlough where I'm covering 12,000 miles on God's face of the earth in the space of, well, it used to be 4 months, but I'm doing this one in 9 weeks. The mileage isn't reduced, just the time span. So it's an incredibly hectic, packed furlough with 2 churches every Sunday, except when I'm off in places like New York or Ohio or Virginia or Tennessee or Maryland. So that's the shape of this furlough. That doesn't mean I'm never coming back for visits. This is just my last official furlough. I'm not going to do this again over the next 4 years. But that doesn't mean I'm not visiting. Surprise, we're in the 21st century. So, and look what I'm doing right now. So I certainly hope to come visit you with the help of your tech people. We can use FaceTime, we can use Zoom, we can use all kinds of online resources to see each other, and I hope more than once. So let's plan on that, okay? And then when I do retire, I'd like to visit as well. It'll be toned down, not so much mileage. I'll be 71, but I'll certainly, God willing, be visiting. Now, another point, let me tell you a little bit about Poland in condensed form. I live there, it's home, I feel at home. I've been wonderfully received both by Ukrainians in Poland and Polish people in Poland. I minister in a Ukrainian congregation that is under the auspices or hospitality of a larger Polish church. The Polish church meets at 11 in the morning, and our Ukrainian gang have our meeting at 2 in the afternoon. The Ukrainian church is making plans to launch out as an independent congregation within the larger Polish Baptist Union. So when I go back, that will be something for me to consider. And I won't go into detail or into all the weeds, like they say, but there are reasons why I might choose not to go with the Ukrainian congregation, but to become part of a Polish congregation. But that remains to be decided until I get back. Let's see, what did I want to talk about? Ukraine? Oh, Armenia. Yes, of course. How could I forget? So Armenia snuck into my life about 24 years ago by, and I don't have time now to talk about it, but and I've told you the story before, but through a set of circumstances that I can only call miraculous, coincidences that only God could have orchestrated, He led me to teach in Armenia, and it has been a vital, precious, treasured aspect of my life, my ministry, my relationships. You know, you can't separate all those things out. It's life. It's God's calling, it's relationships, it's friendships, it's impact that you leave in people's lives, it's service for Christ, all in one. And that's what Armenia became for me, right alongside of Ukraine the last 24 years. I had a 5-year absence from 2019 through all of the trauma and upset of the Russian invasion of Ukraine and everything that went on. And I finally got back there fall of last year, 24. It was the best visit ever. The students, like the Apostle Paul said, the students received me like as if I were an angel from God. It was just a fantastic course. And I don't say that because I'm the teacher, but it went so well. My friends in Armenia, the director of the seminary, they want me to come back there to live full time. Ken, come live here. And I appreciate that, but no, I'm not changing countries again. No, I've done that too many times. Enough is enough. But I'm ready to go back for long stays, like 2, 3, 4 months at a time to teach there. God willing, this is the profile of my remaining 4 years in ministry. To live in Poland, minister in Poland, keep ministering in Ukraine, go to Ukraine, I hope, please God, many times, because we have peace and security, as well as to travel to Armenia frequently and for extended stays. So it's going to be a packed 4 years remaining. And so in my closing minute or two here, I just want to say, I hope you're ready to be with me for my final term as a missionary, and how I wish I were standing not here in the living room of my wonderful hosts who are letting me camp out here for these 9 weeks, but I wish I was standing up at the pulpit of your church. But thank God for this technology that we can see each other and communicate like this. So thank you so much, and we'll be staying in touch one way or the other. God bless you and the ministry of Anvil Zion EC as you reach out to your world in the name of Jesus. Thank you so much.